Hello students, today will we discuss about Shakespeare's conceptions of tragedy and the nature of the Shakespeare tragedy. Okay. In other words, it is subject to struggle of good and evil in the world. Shakespeare's play is not a tragedy merely because it brings before us the moving pictures of the hero and the heroine entailed in the coils of death and suffering. Its characteristics motives is the exhibition of the man in an unsuccessful conflict with circumstances. First is Shakespeare's famous tragedies. Shakespeare has left behind a number of tragedies such as Romeo Juliet, Hamlet, Othello, Macbeth and King Lear. इनकी 4 ट्रेजडी हैं जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा फेमस हैं. Among the Roman tragedy, Coriolanus, Antony Cleopatra and Timon of Athens, ये इनकी रोमन ट्रेजडी हैं, are quite remarkable. Let us now examine the fundamental characteristics of the Shakespearean tragedies and the nature of the Shakespearean tragedy. Next, a tragedy of persons of high degree. Shakespeare's tragedy is concerned with the fate persons of higher degree, often with kings or princes and with leaders in the state, like Coriolanus, Brutus and Antony. The dramatist does not concentrate on the lives of ordinary persons, nor does he recall the sufferings of the layman. In modern drama, tragedy is essentially the story of sufferings borne by the common man. What Shakespeare was medieval in his conceptions of tragedy may have powerful effect on readers' mind. Next, mainly a story of one or two persons. Though in Shakespeare's tragedy there are a number of persons, yet the tragedy is preeminently the story of one person, hero or at most of the two, the hero and the heroine. The concentration is on the hero and the heroine, who generally come to the bitter and the end of the play. The story leads up to and includes the death of the hero. Next is suffering and calamity. Suffering and calamity that fall in the lot of the hero and not of the ordinary type. The suffering and calamity are always of exceptional character. The hero has to pass through thorns of excruciating pain and suffering. The suffering is of such a powerful nature that it staggers and shakes the man, and the hero writhes in the coils of insufferable agony. Hamlet, in the state of this vacillation, is literally on the rack. Othello, in the disturbed state of mind, finds a house divided within himself. King Lear, in the afflicted state of his insanity, raves, and Macbeth feels the pang of murdering the king deep down in his heart, till he feels that life is meaningless for him, and it is all a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Next है cause of tragedy. The cause of tragedy in Shakespeare's play in some fatal flaw in the character of the hero and heroine. In the medieval conceptions of the tragedy, fate played an important part in bringing about the tragedy, but Shakespeare made man responsible for his own actions, and he believed in the principle. characterized destiny in each of his tragedies, the hero is presented in the grip of some fatal flaw in his character, which, in spite of external circumstances, leads him to his fatal doom. Hamlet meets his tragedy because of his vacillating nature. Macbeth meets his end due to his overweening ambition. Othello is overcredulous and Lear is too rash in the character. There is a fatal flaw which ultimately brings about tragedy. Next, actions. In addition to the voluntary actions of the characteristic deeds of the persons, the dramatist introduced a number of non-voluntary actions which further accelerated in the speed of tragedy. Next, abnormal conditions of mind. Shakespeare represents abnormal conditions of mind such as insanity, as in the case of Lear. Macbeth, when he sees in the air dawn of dagger, as the scene of the sleepwalking in Macbeth, the abnormal states of the hero and the heroine deepen the gloomy of tragedy. They are not expressive of character. Next, introduction of the supernatural element. Shakespeare introduced some form of supernatural agents such as ghosts and witches, which are placed in the closest relation with the main character. Supernatural agents play their own part, influencing the life of the hero. The supernatural agent give a confirmation and distinct form to inward movements and inner working of the hero's mind. The witches in Macbeth and the ghost in Hamlet mold the character of the hero to some extent and prepare his tragedy for him. Next is chance or accident. In the Shakespearean tragedy, chance or accident play its vital role. To ignore it totally in the tragedy is to distort reality. Several chance incidents happen in Shakespearean tragedies. With instead of averting the tragedy, hasten its speed. Tragedy is participated by chance happenings. For example, in Romeo and Juliet, it is chance and just an accident that Eager arrived at the prison just too late to save Cordelia's life. It was an accident and that Desdemona dropped her handkerchief, which was picked by Emilia and inadvertently passed on to Iago. In Hamlet, it was merely a chance that the pirates' ship attacked Hamlet's ship so that the prince was back in Denmark, but Shakespeare, in spite of introducing these chance elements in his tragedies, does not allow them to be so important as to destroy the sense of causal connection of character, deep and catastrophe. Next, conflict and struggle. In the Shakespearean tragedy, there is always a conflict and struggle. The conflict takes two forms. Firstly, there is the hero in conflict with the external circumstances, and secondly, the conflict is within the soul of the hero or the heroine. Both the external and the inner conflicts have their significance in bringing about tragedy. In Romeo and Juliet, the conflict is external. It is centered in the hatred of the two houses, represented by various other characters. In Richard II, again the conflict is external. The king stands on one side, Bolingbroke and his party on the other side. Not depressing in effect. A Shakespearean tragedy, in spite of its tragic and never depress us, though there may be heart-rending suffering for the hero. Yet although he leaves upon us the impression of greatness, Macbeth in the last act of the drama of his life redeems his character and makes the reader think highly of him. The spectacle of the Shakespearean tragedy is never depressing. The most confirming cynic ceases to be cynic while he reads this play. The Shakespeare tragedy produced two feelings: the feelings of awe and pity. The manner in which the hero meets his tragic doom produces a feeling of awe in the hearts of the readers. When we find Macbeth meeting his end in an encounter with Macduff, we are all awe-stricken at his fall.